Good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome to Build Your Best Life. Come on in, share. Good evening, Dan. Thank you for tuning in. Well, welcome to Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. I am so excited to have you here on this Thursday evening. As you know, obstacles come in all forms, all forms. They come from all directions. Suicide, depression, low self-esteem, homelessness, lack of education, lack of role models, single parent homes. Those are just some of the obstacles that our young people find in their lives. My platform is designed to assist high school age and young adult males as they follow my basic principles to overcome those obstacles and to build their best lives. You see, I believe it is better to train early rather than try to fix later. So thank you again for tuning in today. Excuse me. As you know, our theme this month is fall, and that's not the season, that is falling and wanting to just lay down there and not get up, like you have no other alternative, that once you fall you have to stay down, but you don't. And so that is the theme for this month, and we don't have that many more days in this month. I cannot believe it. And also, while I'm thinking about it, you know that October is Cancer Awareness Month, and like I said, we only have, I think, but 3 days left in this month. But just because October is going, don't take that as we have to forget about breast cancer and how important it is to get the word out that ladies need to self-examine themselves, make sure you get those mammograms each year, and remind someone. as well, and then encourage those that you know that may be suffering with breast cancer or they're a survivor. Just encourage them, because sometimes they may be the only positive thing they get in a day. But let's not allow the end of October to end the awareness and how we need to stay on top of this thing. And it's not for, a certain age group, in my opinion. As soon as you can start doing those exams, the better. So I just wanted to mention that before we get started. Today, the topic I'm going to be talking about is heartbroken, not crushed. Heartbroken, not crushed. Sometimes life changes us, and our friends just don't understand. Oh, they started doing this and that, and now they've changed. Oh, they got a little bit of money. Now they don't go to the same places they used to. It's not all about that. When you change, you change. And if they're your friends, then they're going to understand those changes, because if they change, you need to understand that they are changing or have changed, and you need to go with the flow. That's what friends do. Because if you're just going to stay in one place, that's not good. We need to always be growing, trying to develop ourselves. So, people outgrow us and we outgrow people, and it's just a thing. So everyone is not guaranteed to be in your lives always. But it just seems that even though you probably always hear people are in your life for a season, for a reason, as soon as they're not in your life, you get upset, you get crushed. It's like, oh my goodness, what can I do? I've lost my friend. I don't have that relationship anymore. But just because someone is no longer in your life does not mean that that's the end of things for you. There are other people out there, and there could be a situation why that person was moved out of your life. And so I'm going to try to encourage you, young man, young lady, seasoned adults as well, that just because someone breaks your heart, and that can be in a platonic relationship as well as just a friendship, because friends can hurt you just as bad as a boyfriend or girlfriend. Your friends can hurt you as well. So you got to be stronger than that. And you have to realize that people change, life changes, and you got to go with the flow. So, question. Have you ever been in a relationship that you lost and you thought, oh, it's the end of the world? Oh my goodness. I thought that I was going to have him in my life for always. I thought she was my forever. Now she's gone. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yes, you do. You're going to dust yourself off and keep it moving. They weren't meant to be there for you at that particular time. Or maybe they need some space. They need to see, hey, is this, really what I want? Because you rather for them to find out sooner rather than later if you're just not totally meant for each other or not. So it may be a temporary split, but you don't just fall apart and think you can't function anymore. Maybe you learned that your boy, your BFF was not really your friend. Oh, I thought that was my friend. Stabbed me in my back. Oh, I'm just not going to get over this. I thought that was my friend. How can your friend do you like that? Hey, sometimes siblings fall out. It's just life. And sometimes people are not who you really think they are. They may have been in your life to teach you a lesson. Who not to trust, what not to listen to. But it is not the end of the world. You do not have to become crushed. Did someone set you up to take the fall? You thought they were your friend. You decided to do something, go somewhere. And when push came to shove, oh, it was your fault. It was your idea. You came up with it. they were just with you. They didn't know that you were going to do this or that. Or they just tell a completely whole lie that you just never heard before. And it's like, really? How could they make up such a thing? Been there, done that. People will do that. Why? I don't know. But people will set you up for a fall. It's a part of life. Have you ever had a childhood friend and you were just close, and then something happened and they left your state or you left the state, and when you first split, your parents would make sure that you stayed contacted, but then the miles seemed to get further and further apart until you all but forgot about each other. Or maybe you didn't forget about each other, but you no longer knew how to contact each other. And that was just so devastating to you, because that was my friend. That was the only friend I had at my school. How can we no longer be friends? I just don't understand. Those things happen. So you have to, again, go with the flow. So because things happen to you, you just don't fall apart. Don't fall apart. Someone will come in to fill that void. No, they can never take that person's place, but they may be better at some things than that person was, or whatever. But again, that person was not destined to be in your life for always. So not that you didn't love them, not that you didn't care about them, but you eventually have to get over them and go on with life so that you can fulfill your purpose in the world and you can be the best that you can be. Good evening, Tamika. Thank you for tuning in. So, but it's just important, because people can allow a relationship to just tear them down so badly that they get low self-esteem. They want to commit suicide. They do commit suicide. They go and take other people out. They kill themselves. A lot of different dynamics happen. And this is one of those times when you have to sit down and stop and think. Why is that person gone? Were they sick? Are they in a better place now? They were such a nice person. I'm going to miss them. But if they were in pain, they're no longer in pain. If it was a boyfriend, girlfriend, if you really love them, then you want the best for them. Even though you may be hurt, you don't want to go on with the rest of your life being in a relationship with someone that doesn't really love you. Believe me, that's not fun either. So you have to, put on your big boy pants and your big girl panties and go on about your business, because life goes on, and you can't let the small things sweat you and take you down. You're bigger than that. That's why it's important for you to get up each and every day and look in the mirror, just like it's important for you to say your prayers and your scriptures, have that time of meditation with God. You also need to take time for yourself to remind yourself that, hey, I know who I am. I know I'm important. I know I have a purpose, and I know why I'm here. Because as long as you know that you are important, then you can get past those that are just passing by. Just passing by. So I hope these tips will benefit you and will help you to try to understand. But, this is, again, what I was going to say. It's a situation where it's one of those times where you need to sit down and really think about those feelings that you're having. And, are they rational decisions? Are they the heat of the moment decisions, or things that you're thinking about? But just think about it. It's not the end of the world. But some tips I would like to give you today is, first, acknowledge how you feel. So it's, it doesn't do you any good for, just say it was someone that you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with, and all of a sudden they say, hey, it's not working out. I'm going my way, you go your way. And, when people walk up to you and say, oh, I'm so sorry y'all not together anymore. Oh, child, that was good riddance. Oh, I didn't love her anyway. That was just something I was doing, so I could meet my Miss Queen, my Miss Forever. Don't say those things if you don't mean them. If you are really devastated about them no longer being in your life, you have to admit that. Acknowledge those feelings so you can get them out. Because when you leave them in, it just eats and eats and eats at you. So whatever feelings that you're feeling, even though I'm saying you shouldn't feel that way, you should be strong enough to go on and realize that they weren't the one for you, or they would still be in your life. You have to admit to yourself that you just feel devastated. Because if you do, what needs to happen next? You need to get some help. You need to talk with someone that's going to be able to help you to get over those feelings, to get you to understand the importance of getting over that loss, that hurt, and moving on. Because it can make a huge difference in who you are, how you react to others, and those people that we see that go to schools and different places and just shoot up the place, and it seems like, for what reason? What is wrong with them? We never know. But it's because something is going on in their lives, and they're just letting it stay in there. They're not getting it out. They're not talking to the appropriate people. So you want to acknowledge those feelings and talk about them so you can get some help. Good evening, Agnes. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to see you. 2, if you feel lost or devastated, like I said, talk to someone. And when I say talk to someone, who do I talk to? Who do I talk to? Because, I thought that person was my friend, and I find out they're not really my friend. So who can I talk to? I don't want to talk to somebody else that I think is my friend. Well, you don't have to talk to them. You can, they have hotlines. Like if you feel like, hey, I'm just going to lose it, they have hotlines for those situations. Call a hotline, talk to somebody. I just feel like I'm going to jump off a building. That person hurt me so bad. If you have a pastor that you can trust and you know that they're going to keep your conversation in confidence, go to them, talk to them. And then they have counselors. And as I've mentioned many times before, if you work or if you are a minor, and I think it's up to 25, 26 years of age now, are you on your parents' insurance? They have something called, EDP, EAP, Employee Assistance Program, where you can go and talk with someone, and they're not going to take your conversation and tell your parents about it or anything. It's going to be confidential. The only time that they will have to divulge that information is that you give them the indication that you're going to hurt yourself or you're going to go out and hurt someone else. Then they do have to report that. But otherwise, whatever you say, even though you may be a minor, is confidential. So, it's time out for us sitting around saying, oh, I can, I'll just pray and I'll get over it. Apparently, that's not working for a lot of people because we see the devastation that people are causing all over the world. So apparently we need a little bit more. So you need to go and get that additional help. Talk with someone that can help you. My third tip, and hello, Salandra, thank you for tuning in. My third tip is think about what happened. Now, really think about it, because when you get hurt, you don't want to talk about anything. It's just, oh my goodness, I'm hurt. He hurt me, she hurt me. So that can be, like I said, it can be a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, just a friend, but they just really hurt me. I am so hurt. But think about what happened. Was it actually your fault? Was it the other person's fault? Or was it a combination of both? Have you been doing something that, really made that person feel uncomfortable? Were you just so jealous that they couldn't speak to another person? If they saw someone they knew, they had to be, oh, hey, how you doing? Because if they say, oh, hey, how are you? Who is that? Why are you talking to them? You were just jealous for no reason. You want to know where they were going, when they would be back, why they had to go. Where could you go to? Were you smothering that person? Were they getting kind of like afraid of you? Because if you are someone, have a tendency that you got to be stuck up under somebody, you jealous of everybody they talk with, something, you have a problem, you have an issue, and you need to address your problem. So they're right to walk away from you, because it can go beyond that, because the next thing will be they will begin to stalk you. You will be everywhere you go, you look up and that person is there. It was so funny. I think it was a couple months ago. Since I don't work anymore, I don't get to hear Steve Harvey, but one morning the Strawberry Letter was about, I forget exactly, but it was, am I being stalked, or do I just have a really nice guy? But it was this lady that met this guy in Home Depot, and immediately he came over and began to talk with her. And before she knew it, he had paid her delivery fee for what she was having delivered to her house. And then he showed up he didn't show up at her house first. He sent her some flowers or something. And she was wondering, like, her neighbor said, Julie called her and said, you got some flowers. And she was wondering, like, well, where did I get flowers from? And it was the same guy. So then she was wondering, well, how did you get my address? Well, I did pay for your delivery fee, so that's how I got the address, because I got a copy of the ticket that they would put together at Home Depot. And so, long story short, they got together, got married really quickly, but everywhere she would go, he would show up. He could be at lunch with someone. She hadn't told him where she was going, who she was going to lunch with, or whatever, but he just automatically shows up. And he would do this, time and time again. So one day she was at lunch with a friend. It was a guy. And, he just showed up, and she was like, hi. He said, oh, yeah, I just came to pay for your lunch. And so when he left, her friend said, well, you need to get rid of him because he's stalking you. She said, what do you mean? He said, well, how did he know where you were? You telling me where we were going to be? No. So she hadn't told him she was going to lunch. She didn't tell him where she was going to be, but he was showing up. That was just creepy. That was creepy. It's one thing to have somebody that's nice and want to spend time with you, send you nice things or whatever. But, I think her first mistake was allowing him to pay for her delivery fee at Home Depot, and she didn't even know this man. But, that's the kind of things that happen in your life. So when you in a relationship with someone, even if you care a lot about them, if they begin to do creepy things, they kind of like scaring you, you don't walk away from them, you run. So you have to be very, very careful, especially in the time that we live in now, because social media is so easy for people to find out where you are, who you are. You put a phone number in Google, you can find out the person's name, what city they live in. You just can find out too much information about people. So you have to be careful. So, you broke up, but think about it. Were you doing something wrong or something inappropriate? Was it them? Was it both of you? Is there something that y'all could talk about? Do you think you can change? Because if you are extremely jealous, that's not something you just get over just like that. So that's going to take some work on your part. But, you're talking about now, because you're acting creepy and that person leaves you, you want to be all devastated. You can't make it. You're going to kill yourself. See, that's another reason why they need to get away from you, because when people start acting like that, sad to say, if you get to that point and you're going to take your life, there should be someone to try to talk you out of it, because no one wants anyone to lose their life. But I'll say 75, 80% of the time, that person not only takes their lives, they go and take someone else's lives, many times, many people, then they take their lives. And so, that can be very harmful. So be very careful as you're in these relationships and you're saying that how hurt you are or whatever was going on. And, you're not going to be able to survive because that person meant so much to you. You need to be very careful and think about that. Again, they might have been just passing by to teach you a lesson, teach you what not to do when you meet someone new. So be very careful. My tip number 4, ask yourself if you are better off. You ever been in a relationship with someone, like I said, because jealousy can be really creepy. People just make things up and they make you feel really uncomfortable. And it's like, what is wrong with them? Who is that? What were you doing? You go to a place, you've never been to this place before, someone is on the stage performing. So you sitting there watching the performance. Why are you sitting looking at them? Why are you staring at them? You want them? What are you talking about? So people can do some creepy things. Hey, you're not in a relationship anymore. Whether it's, like I say, whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, your boy, your BFF, whomever, are you better off? Is this someone every time something nice happens to you in your life? Oh, somebody sent you some flowers? Why they sent you some flowers? It's not Valentine's Day. It's not your birthday. You got flowers? Ooh, let's go to the mall. Oh, I can't go to the mall. I have a date. You got another date? Who you going out? You going out with the same person? Why would they be uncomfortable or have a problem with you going out with someone if y'all are just friends? That's your girlfriend. Yeah, y'all down. You thinking that's your girlfriend, but she don't want you to buy new clothes. She don't want you to see anyone. She don't want you to get gifts from anywhere. Always got something to say. You go to work, you do what you're supposed to do. Oh, well, let's go over this place for lunch. I heard it's really good. Well, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because it's going to take us 30 minutes to get there. And I heard it is a nice place, but it's going to take you at least 20 minutes to get in. And then it's going to be a wait, and it's going to take 30 minutes to get back. I can't take that kind of time off of my job. Oh, you just want to be a do-gooder. No, they want to do what they need to do on their job to make sure that they're taking care of themselves. So you don't let anybody talk you out of what you know to be right. That's not a friend. Friends don't ask you to do things that are wrong or compromise yourself so they can feel better. So if you have someone and the relationship broke off, but they were just being, I won't say creepy, but they were acting like they were jealous of you. They had an issue with things that were going on in your life or getting in your business or whatever. They were only a test. You don't need them in your life. Get over them. Thank God. Thank you for putting them in my life for that season. Thank you for all those things that I learned in that season, and move it on. You sometimes learn experience through things, but you don't have to be devastated. Remember, you're not going to be crushed. Yeah, it doesn't feel good when your friends turn their backs on you, when they lie on you, when somebody break up with you and you feel a certain way about them. Yes, it does hurt, but it does not have to crush you. You are bigger and better than that. Remember, every day, what are you supposed to do? Look in the mirror, recognize who you are, recognize that you know what your purpose is in the world, and you're going to do what's best for you. and you do that. And so those other people, it's nice to be in relationships. We all need people, but you need the right people surrounding you. So all those that fall off, good riddance. And the last tip that I have for you, and I said this earlier, but I want to make sure I emphasize it. If you need help, please get it. Please get help. Please talk with someone. You have to go to a counselor, a therapist, whomever you need to get some help. It can be a parent, a grandparent, your aunt, uncle, a neighbor, a coach at school, or a teacher. Whoever you need to talk with someone. Get some help. Don't let your feelings interfere with your future. You don't want to do anything that's going to impair you in any way. A lot of times when we do things because we feel a certain type way, we can injure our bodies, our minds. You know, sometimes people take different drugs or whatever. Even though they may not kill them, they might impair their brains or whatever. So you don't need any of those crutches. Remember, you were hurt, but you're going to get over it. You're not going to let it crush you. So you have to be stronger and bigger than that. I'm Deborah. I know my purpose. I got things to do. I don't have time to worry about who doesn't like me, who don't want to be with me, who doesn't want to be my friend. I got things to do. I got my family. I got my friends and associates. I'm ready. I'm going to roll. And it's what you have to do. So I hope those tips helped someone. If there is someone you think, hey, you know what? I was thinking about so and so and so. And, you know, they've been going through some things. They've been acting a little differently. You know, maybe they can benefit from hearing this. Hey, what do you need to do? You know what you need to do. Like it, share it with them so that they can hear it at some time in the future. But it's very important that we realize that everybody is not destined to be in our lives for always. Just think about it. If everybody that you ever met in the whole world was still your friend, just think about how many people you would be trying to keep in communication with, spend time with, talk to on the phone constantly, send cards, write letters, wish happy birthday. Can you imagine how many people that would be? I think that would be overwhelming. So we need people, but we need people that's going to be there for us and we can be there for them, not people that's going to drain us. So that's another thought that I hadn't thought about. But just if you ever, get down, just remember, you're important. There are other people around you that love you and will support you. So you got to move with it. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate it as always. We have one more segment for this month, and that's going to be Saturday, the 30th. And that last segment on falling but not getting up is I Will Survive. You don't want to miss that one. That's going to be a great, great topic. I will survive. Because all these things that I've talked about this month, you can't survive them. You just got to get up there and do what you need to do, and you can get over those things. So please, please, please follow me on social media. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You go to my website, which is on the screen, www.buildyourbestlife.org. And you go down to the bottom of the home page, you will see my social media icons. If you click on those, they will take you directly to my pages. You can read my blogs. I release a new blog each Monday. I have my calendar of events out there, as well as my web store. my web store. You can see the services that I offer, which is coaching, consultations, speaking, webinar speaking, and you can get an autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. It is a great book for all ages, all genders. It will assist you in learning basic principles, how to get over those obstacles that are holding you down. So please visit my website. Also, I have my Grateful event that I do every year is coming up next month. It's going to be November 15th through the 18th. That's on a Monday through Thursday. I have 4 dynamic speakers that will be bringing you different topics on being grateful. So please visit my website and my pages so that you can keep up with those and make sure you don't miss those events. Make sure you sign up for notifications so you'll know when I go live and you won't miss out on anything if you're not busy. But thank you again so much for tuning in. I hope to see you Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as I discuss I Will Survive. And as always, remember, as you travel on your road to being a better you, you will run into distractions, rough terrain, detours, and pitfalls. Don't let any of those negative aspects of your journey stop you. Though they may slow you down, keep going to be a better you so that you can build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. Thank you, love you, be safe, enjoy your weekend, stay dry. You know, we got this rainy weather here in Northeast Florida. So stay dry, be careful out there. Love you, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.